from after the sidelines rather of the SCO summit. This is in fact a big India Today exclusive news break that we bring to you. Big scoop on Rajnath China minister meet at the SCO. Sources have said that Defence Minister Rajnath Singh emphatically raised the issue of Pakistan-sponsored terrorism in his meeting with his Chinese counterpart. He has also said that Operation Sindoor is now India's principled position against Pakistan's cross-border terrorism. This is the big breaking that we are bringing to you. And this comes in from the sidelines of the SCO summit. And with that, let me in fact bring in Pranay Upadhyay, editor India Today Global, into the conversation to in fact put things into context further. Pranay, very good morning to you. You know, we were discussing about this yesterday as well with regards to whether Rajnath Singh will be bringing up Pakistan, especially during his conversations on the sideline with his Chinese counterpart. What is important here is that India rejected the joint statement draft that was in fact penned down because it seemed to be diluting the entire counter-terrorism measures or even India's operation against terrorism, India's stance against terrorism at the very SCO summit. And this in fact seems to be a very big development.
In fact, Shreya, you're absolutely right. This is a big development. And this was the first meeting post-Op Sindoor, or in fact, at a time when the Op Sindoor is still on, the direct one-on-one meeting with with the Chinese, defense minister, along with like, the Indian defense minister. So this first one-on-one contact between India and the Chinese defense minister, the Indian side, the Indian defense minister clearly mentioned this issue that Operation Sindoor remains the principal position of India vis-a-vis Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. This comes with a context, Shreya. If you see his social media post, he clearly mentioned that during the meeting, he mentioned the issue. He emphasized that new complexities should not be added to the bilateral relationship between India and China. What does it signify? It clearly indicates that the role of China during the India-Pakistan conflict and also the Operation Sindoor, that should be minimized. That shouldn't be there. India want to have good relation with China, but that intent should be respected. And that should be corroborated on ground. And that's why Rajnath Singh not only emphasized the issue of cross-border terrorism, but he also indicated, urged the Chinese side to use their influence to curb, the tendencies of Pakistan to sponsor terrorism, to harbor terrorism. This is not for the first time India has asked China to use its good office. If they have so much of influence on Pakistan, they should use their good office to minimize the menace of terrorism, which is so sprawling in Pakistan. So this remains an important point that not only during the SCO summit, he exposed Pakistan, the Indian side, the Indian defense minister during his speech clearly exposed the role of Pakistan cross-border terrorism without naming Pakistan, indeed, in fact. But yes, he mentioned the Pahalgam terror attack. Those who sponsor terrorism, those who harbor terrorism, those who finance terrorism need to be isolated, need to be held accountable. These were the clear points he mentioned during his speech at the SCO summit, which is the Regional Cooperation Organization. But even during the meeting with his Chinese counterpart, Admiral Don Jun, he mentioned that India want to have a good relation with China. We want to manage our differences. We do not want to turn our differences into disputes, but that need to be corroborated on ground, that need to be reflected on ground. And the terrorism remains an important issue for India. India pursues a policy of zero tolerance against terrorism. And Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh also mentioned that post-Op Sindoor or during the Op Sindoor, now this is the new red line which India has drawn, that this remains India's principled position as far as the cross-border terrorism is concerned.
Pranay, do stay with us. I'll come back to you. We have much to discuss on this very matter. But before that, let me also put this into perspective for our viewers further. Yesterday, Rajnath Singh, our defense minister, during the SCO summit, made India's stance clear that there will be zero tolerance for terrorism and any attempt to hurt India's sovereignty, and that will be given a befitting reply, and Operation Sindoor is India's new normal. Let's listen into what exactly were his words.
India's zero tolerance for terrorism is manifest today through its actions. This includes our right to defend ourselves against terrorism. And we have shown that epicenters of terrorism are no longer safe, and we will not hesitate to target them. We should also take proactive steps to prevent the spread of the radicalization among our youth. The RADS mechanism of SCO has played a significant role in this regard. The joint statement of the Council of SCO heads of state on countering radicalization leading to terrorism, separatism, and extremism, issued during India's chairmanship, symbolizes our shared commitment. Excellencies, we should seek to counter the technology used by terrorists, including drones, for cross-border smuggling of weapons and drugs. In our interconnected world, traditional borders are no longer the sole barriers against threats, and instead we face an intricate web of challenges that range from translational terrorism and cyber attacks to hybrid warfare. These threats do not respect national boundaries, and they demand a unified response rooted in transparency, mutual trust, and collaboration. India reaffirms its resolve to fight terrorism in all its forms and manifestations.
Now with that, we bring to you another Big India Today exclusive news break itself, and this is again from the sidelines of the SCO summit. In the same context, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has also mentioned that addition of new complexities should be avoided in the positive momentum of Indo-China relations. Defence Minister has suggested a 4-point formula to manage the India-China border tensions. Number 1 would be to disengage. The disengagement process needs to be fully adhered to. De-escalation being phase 2, which is efforts should be made to de-escalate the border situation. Number 3, demarcation and delimitation. The process of resolving the border disputes need to be accelerated to achieve the goal of demarcation and delimitation on the borders, and special representative level mechanism. This is phase 4 and the final one. The existing SR level mechanism should be used to formulate new processes to improve relations and manage differences.